Hey everybody, welcome to the Mortgage Mastermind Group Daily Mastermind. I'm Paul Baxter, Implementation Coach. It's Monday, and that means open discussion day. So any question that you have, anything that you're working on, let's go ahead and post those questions. The earlier you get them in there, the longer we have to talk about them, and we can really work through the steps if you're working on a strategy that you need some help with. The cool thing about it is that you can mastermind with the other peers on the group. And when you post your question, you're going to get the answer from, not just me, but others that are doing or working on implementing the same strategy. So that being said, the question box is open. I see that there are no questions in there now. Now, last week, we spent a lot of time focusing on conversion pages, and that was kind of a special request class or series of classes based on a strategy that I know that two specific people on the group, James and Jeff, you guys are both working on implementing a consumer direct strategy. I know that Jeff is kind of focused on the reverse mortgage side of things, and James, I'm not sure what your niche that you're going to focus on is, but guys, both of you, if you have any questions about how that conversion is going to work from that first step, that first impression, what should you say? Let's work on a script together if you're having trouble coming up with that post on creating that good first impression that encourages people to take that step of clicking the button. Let's work through it. Let's work through it together. If you're having trouble with what to do on that initial conversation, how do you come up with that initial conversation? And again, you're going to hear me recommend video. If you're working on something else, I'm probably going to recommend we shoot a little video. But let's work on that as well. What do you say? How do you say it? How long should it be? All those things. And I see James has got a question in here, so let's move to that and kind of focus on the things that you guys are needing the help with. Can you possibly make a post in the Facebook files section with a chronological list of the process from start to finish? I'm somewhat lost in the complete process. Okay, so you're talking about let's do this. Let's come over here. You're talking about in the files section of the private group. So in the private group, so everybody knows, we've got this little section called files. And I'm pretty much saying this, most of you on this call know about the files section, but I'm saying this for the recorded session for those that maybe come later and aren't familiar with this. But in the files section, you can upload or create documents in here. And what James is asking for, it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, James, but you're talking about creating like a chronological list, like 1, create PowerPoint, 2, create Weebly site, etc. Okay, and so 1 is not create PowerPoint, but let's go ahead and talk about this. I didn't mean to click that button. That's not what I meant to click. Pardon me. I'm going to come here and we're going to create a new Word doc. And this Word doc is going to be a blank Word doc. And we're going to call it the conversion 1, 2, 3. Cool? So that's what we're going to call this. Now, the conversion 1, 2, 3, step 1 is the first impression. Okay? Now, the first impression includes some very specific parts. The very first part of the first impression, what is the first thing that you need to do? Well, you need to know what it is that you want this ad to accomplish. What are you trying to get out of it? Are you trying to get VA loans? Are you trying to get reverse mortgages? Are you just trying to get loans in general? If you're just trying to get loans in general, that's a very broad category. So if you're thinking about loans in general, what's the one that you feel like you can do the fastest and easiest? What's the easiest loan for you to do? If you're just thinking you need to get some doggone loans in the pipeline, what's the easiest one for you to do? Is it first-time home buyers? Is it reverse mortgage people? Is it VA loans? Is it renovation loans? That's A is, what is your focus? And I'll call it a niche. If you prefer me to call it a niche, I'll be happy to call it whatever it is that you want to call it. Refinance and market values for current homeowners. Okay. And so is that what they call the FHA Streamline? Is that what you're referring to, James? And you guys know I'm not very familiar with the specific loan programs and the different things that you guys have. But just so you guys know, and I'll take an aside here real quick and let you guys in, I'm actually meeting with the gentleman this afternoon at 3 p.m., so about an hour after our class today. I'll be having a phone conference with Rich Bond, who is a mortgage lender. I want to say he is in the Houston, Texas area. I'm not positive of his exact location, but he's in Texas, and he's focused on doing FHA Streamline program. That he kind of gave me some of the basics on it, but not all of the particulars. But it's basically a refinance program that he's crushing it with. So and that's what I'm wondering, James. Is that something that is that what you're working on with the market values for current homeowners? Okay, who may want to sell, move up buyers. So you're focused on helping. Are you? So you're focused on finding sellers, really, and that's almost that's a pretty, for real estate agents, that's a really great focus one, and for you too, it's a great focus one because now you're coming to the plate with a whole lot of different. You're coming to the plate with a whole lot of different, well, with actual referrals. Money in their pocket is what it boils down to. Now, once you've determined your niche, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Come back there. Once you've determined your niche, what you need to do is create your cheese related to that niche. So for you, James, like for finding out what your current home value is, your cheese would be something like you in a video telling them what the current value or how home price values have risen and why it's a great time if you were considering, selling, or if you just want to know what your current home's value is. Right now is a good time to determine that because over the last X number of years, this is the percentages, and you should know exactly where your home equity lies. Yeah, James, we're going to, and funny, James says, but I like the idea of finding homeowners who currently have FHA loans for streamline refinance. And we're going to talk about that on Friday, so I didn't want to let the cat too far out of the bag, didn't know if that's what you were working on. But yeah, we're definitely going to be covering that. All right. So once you create your cheese related to the niche, and what I mean by your cheese, this is, your content, so to speak. Your video about your video about whatever it is that your video is about. And looking to create 3 or 4 different niches, you need to follow this same pattern. I don't with a step-by-step, I can't really be specific on, say this exactly for that specific niche, but you create your cheese. Like for you, current home values would be things like, where the current price of homes has risen over X number of years in your area, or for that specific neighborhood, get a specific market report for, you know, comparable homes that have sold recently in that neighborhood. You know, maybe even talk about, you know, do you know where your equity is after the housing situation that was created? Do you know where your equity lies, and things like that? I mean, there's a lot of things that you can focus with that niche, but that's, you know, if you're helping a realtor do it, that's going to be their expertise. That's going to be a great reason and a great opportunity for you to go and sit with that realtor and say, hey, what we need to create is this amazing content. We're going to create this little video. You know, what are some of the important things that people are asking about? What are some of the things that are great incentives right now for someone to want to sell their home, or someone to identify that they want to know what their current value of their home is? And put that together with them. That's a great opportunity for you to sit down with those agents, and it's another opportunity for you to bond with them. But creating your cheese is that video about, you know, that's the video content, I'll call it, your video content. Actually, create your cheese related to the niche is not your video content in part B there. We're going to refocus that. So first impression, you got to focus on what your niche is, and then part B of that is what are the benefits related to that niche? What are the benefits of somebody that would want to do that? What are the benefits? Why is it important to someone else? And then C of the first impression is write a short paragraph about the benefits. That's your post. That's your post. So part D of that would be post that to your fan page. Not looking to give content, just lost on the overall process of how to get the Facebook ad up and running. Okay, so that's where you kind of are going through that here. So you post your paragraph that talks about the benefits of your content to your fan page. That's the first step in creating that ad, is post that to your fan page. Now, once you've posted that to your fan page, step 2 is create your ad. Ads Manager. Create ad. Part B of that is to select Boost Posts is the ad type. And that ad type looks like this. So if you go into Facebook's been dragging butt all day today. I don't know if you guys are experiencing it, if it's just me, but I have been having some issues with Facebook dragging all day today. Oh wow, now I can't even get to my homepage. All right, let's try this. Hold on, bear with me, guys. Let me get back into Facebook. Uh-oh. So I may not be able to show you this real quick. Hold on, bear with me. Let me try one more time. All right, so I can't show you that there. Let me show it to you here. Anybody else having Facebook issues right now? Facebook servers crashed, so everybody seems to be having, wow. That is, I will tell you, I have had times before where Facebook was slow and they've had some issues, but that, if it was a crash, this will mark the first time that I am aware of a full Facebook crash. That is crazy. Are you guys having Facebook issues also? Is it regional? A lot of times this kind of thing is regional with Facebook. Okay, so you're on right now? So it's probably regional, so it's not a full Facebook crash. Okay, it's not a full crash. Mine's not good. Okay, so let me come back into here. Let me find that PowerPoint. Where did we do that? I believe it was part 2 that we walked through that piece, but that way, let me just pull this up so I can show you, at least have a visual of what it actually looked like. It's part 3, evidently. That would be Friday's class. Bear with me. Okay. So in the Create Ad section, you're going to click the Boost Your Posts button, and that's going to bring up, where did it go? Right here. That's going to bring up this little section right here where you're going to be able to select the page that you want to post, or the page that post that you just made with all of your cool content and all of your good stuff, all of your, your offer, so to speak, your benefit paragraph. You're gonna boost that post, and when you click that page for where that post is, by default the most recent post will be right there, so there's nothing you have to do at that point once you selected that page. Now if you have multiple fan pages, you may have to search and find that page, but if you've just got a couple of them, you're going to see the list of all of them. Just click on the one that you made the post on. The most recent post will already be there, and click Continue. When you click Continue, you're going to get this next section, which is, it's basically a scroll down from here, because everything is located just on this one page. You just start scrolling through it, and it sets it up for you. All you want to do is rename your page, remove all of the other demographics, because again, we're focusing on this ad, we're not focused on it, but you're going to add in some of the demographics. You're going to start going through who you want to target. You want to target people around a specific area, neighborhood. You can even put zip codes in here. You can target age groups. Like, again, if you're focused on like the reverse mortgage people, you can focus on age groups. And then you've got your more demographics, people who are, James, there's ways to, in the more demographics for real estate agents, you can select people who are homeowners, people who have owned their home for more than 6 years. You can select people who own whose property value is worth, X number of dollars versus X number of dollars, people who make a certain income. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can target through the demographics. Now, once you set your demographics, you're going to set your budget. You're going to set a daily budget of how much you want to spend, or a lifetime budget, whichever you prefer. You're going to, again, rename the ad, and then look to make sure it looks good, and then that's it. Okay? I'm going to shrink that. Let's see if we can. Okay, Facebook's back. That was weird. So you're going to go to Add Type, Boost Post, see get your ad going. Boost Post, select page, and post. Set demographics. Set budget. What do they call that when you finish your ad? So there's boost your posts, select your page. I didn't mean to do that one. It doesn't matter at this point though. Place order. That's the words I was looking for. Place order. Now 3 is your initial conversation. And in your initial conversation, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to give them what they came for. Provide the benefit that they came, that the reason that made them click, provide that benefit. Make a Weebly page with your cheese on it. That's it. That's all there is to the initial conversation. Video. So that's all there is to that. And there's a few steps to going through creating that Weebly page. We've got that in the class, and so you can, definitely refer back to that. But that's all there is to it with that initial conversation. And then there is the follow-up. Now the follow-up does have a couple of specific parts that you got to make sure you're doing. You're going to create your form on your Weebly site. You're going to embed your Facebook custom audience pixel on your initial conversation site. Create your retarget ad to your website custom audience, which could take a few days to be able to get to where you're creating that retarget ad to your Facebook website custom audience, because frankly, you've got to have a minimum of 25 people that have clicked your Facebook ad once you have that pixel on there to be able to have an audience large enough to target. But again, we walk through how to do that. If you've got a good first impression and you wrote a good short little paragraph, I recommend having a cool little image, or if you're doing the initial conversation with a video, just use the image of you in your video. Just don't have a play button in it. I will tell you this right now, you cannot use an image with a play button any longer. Well, you can use the image with the play button as your photo, but you will not be able to do an advertisement with the play button in your image. Facebook will disapprove. They will not approve your ad if it has a play button in the gizmo on the whatchamajigger. Now, James, does that kind of give you that outline that you're looking for? And again, if you just refer back to the 3 classes we did just in the past week, they're going to walk you through more details of those steps, but those are really the steps. You need to make sure, first things first, what is your focus? What are you gonna be advertising? What's the benefit of that? And write a little paragraph that is going to tell me, hey, do you know what your home's value is? Why would it benefit me to know what my home's value is? And then how can I find out what my home's value is? Click this link to find out, is your home value, is knowing what your home's value important to you? Can it affect your equity? Ask them questions, give them a little taste. Then when they click your ad, give them what they came for. If it was finding out what their home value is, tell them exactly, what the deal. Give them details of what it is that you're offering them. If it's, hey, if you've got a FHA loan and you want to refinance, now's no better time than now, your value of your home, blah, 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 blah. Give them what it is that they came for when they click on that ad. But you got to create the ad. And so these pieces of the puzzle all fit together so that you've got this really fluid machine that's happening all at the same time. So when you create your ad, you're in the Ads Manager, you create the ad, you boost your posts because you've got it on there, ad type, boost post, you select the page and the post, and then you go through and you set the demographics that are going to be specific to what it is or the group of people that it would make most sense or who would benefit the most from your cheese, from your offer, from your first impression. Who's going to benefit the most from that? That's who you think about. What kind of demographics, what kind of people fit within that group that are going to benefit the most? Is it homeowners or people who are current renters? Is it people that are baby boomers? Is it people that have a veteran that lives in the home? Is it people that make more than 75 grand a year? Or is it okay if they make 45 or more? Who is the best demographic to benefit the most from your offer? Set your budget, place your order, the ad's going. Now your initial conversation page, typically you're going to have this set up first, but that's what step is next in the process is that person. Once the ad's going, they're going to land on that initial conversation page. And that's where you give them what they came for. So you make that Weebly page with your cheese on it And again, I recommend it being a video. And if you are partnering with realtors to help them out with creating buyer leads on the internet, this is a perfect opportunity for you to have multiple face-to-faces and get together with them and go through and create a cool video of them answering questions about the importance of knowing your current market values and, you know, why you know, what's going on in that specific neighborhood, and talk about specifics in the neighborhood if you're going to be specific on farming for buyer leads. So have that little video, and then the follow-up is where you create that form on Weebly. You've got your nice, easy form to get people to actually give you their information, again, with a video supporting why they'd want to give you your information. You embed your Facebook custom website audience pixel on your initial conversation page, and then you create an ad just like the first impression, but you're retargeting only those custom website audience members. And it's a specific offer this time, if you remember. Very important to be very specific. A very specific offer and a very specific call to action. Hey, find out what your specific home's value is right now today. Just tell us a little bit about your home to find out. They click, they tell you a little bit about themselves and their home, and you follow up with a phone call letting them know what their specific home value is, blah, 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 blah. Hey, want to find out if reverse mortgage is right for you in your financial situation or your financial future? I offer a free reverse mortgage checkup to help you determine, not sell you a product, but to help you determine if it makes sense for you. Tell me who you are, and we'll set up a time for your free, no obligation, reverse mortgage checkup. Whatever the case may be, you know, you've got your little your offer, but you're focusing that offer on only the people who it would make the most sense for. And then on top of that, those that it makes the most sense for that have raised their hand and said, ooh, that makes sense to me. I like what you're talking about here. So let's get this baby saved and posted. File, save as. The conversion steps is what we'll call this for you, James. So let me do this. Let me come back to my home, leave. We'll go into here. Maybe. Facebook does not like me today. And we'll add a quick file here. We will choose a file. What do we call it? The conversion steps. Boom. There you go, my friend. It is there for you, brother. The Pixel logo at the bottom of the page, as it states in one of the PowerPoint page instructions. Not sure what PowerPoint you're looking for, but let me take you through that. If you go into your Ads Manager, your Pixel button won't be at the bottom of something. Here's what you need to do to be able to view your Pixel, James. So you go into your audiences. Let me know when you're in your audiences. Let me know. James, are you in your audiences? Are you good? I want you to walk through this with me because I want you to be able to have access to this, baby. Very important that you know where that this is like the essential step because it's the retargeted ad that's going to create the pixel because that's again, that like that retarget is like having an arrow in the bullseye and then putting an arrow, splitting that arrow right down the middle on exactly that bullseye. So it's real important that you have that pixel. This is a hugely important step in the whole process. All right, you there? Okay. So once you're on the audience page, you're going to see, so like as you can see the one I created the other day, um, the one we created for the class on last week, it's ready now. And so even if it's not ready, even if it is not ready, notice this one is not ready. So I'm going to play with the not ready one, which is likely the one is what you're working with. So it shows you not ready. And I'm going to wait until you're back on the screen with me, James. So go do what you're doing. Okay, so you're with me again. So where you see it's not ready, what you need to do is where the name of the name of that website audience is, you click the checkbox. Now notice when I don't have the checkbox lit right here. Don't do it yet, James. Notice when it's not lit, I can't do anything with actions at all. As soon as I click that checkbox, actions appears. Once I have actions, drop that down and click View Pixel. Let me know when you do that part. Perfect. That's all you got to do. And so from this step, all you're doing now, James, is just, you may not even have to scroll down yet. But scroll down until you've got all the code. And here's the cool part about it. You don't have to worry about missing some of it. Just click one time in the box, and it's going to copy the entire code for you. So you copy that. Let me know once you got that copied. Okay, cool. So now all you're going to do is just click OK there, and that's going to close that. You don't have to worry about anything there again. Go to another page and open up your Weebly site. Open up your Weebly, your new Weebly website. So you're going to go to Weebly.com, and remember I'm doing the reverse mortgage thing, so I'm going to do the Truth for Seniors deal here. I'm going to click on Edit. Let me know when you're at Edit for your new Weebly page. I know I'm nowhere near up north, and where you guys are getting hammered, or I guess in Boston they're getting completely destroyed with snow. But man, we're getting some serious serious amount of rain today. I think we've already had 3 inches of rain here. Bear with us, guys. James is getting logged into his Weebly now and getting to the edit thing. It's important that he guys, trust me, it is important that we understand the steps, and especially on the technical side of things, the steps on making these, on this part for this strategy. This is the essential part. So just bear with us real quick here while James gets logged in to Weebly. Okay, so you're in Weebly now. So now that you're in your edit part of Weebly, you're just going to go to Pages right here on the top. Right here at the top, you're going to just click on Pages. Let me know when you're on Pages. And it's just going to be a big old white screen, so you'll know you're there when you're on screen. And it doesn't matter which one you're on. You can be on Home, About. It doesn't make any difference. All right, perfect. So on Pages, scroll down just a tiny bit, just a touch, and you're going to see Advanced Settings it's kind of underneath. This is what you see. You only see visibility right now, but if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see Advanced Settings. Go ahead and click on Advanced Settings. Nothing's going to happen when you click on it, or the only thing that you're visibly going to see when you click on it is the plus turns to a minus. Okay, so you've done that. Perfect. Now, once you've done that, again, just like a second ago, Advanced Settings, you've got that. Nothing kind of happened except the plus turned to a minus. Just scroll down. When you scroll down, that's when you're going to see all your advanced settings, and keep scrolling until you see the one that says Header Code. When you see Header Code, click inside that box, right-click, and paste. Now, I'm not going to paste because I've already got my code in here, but right-click and paste. Let me know when you find the Header Code box and you right-click and paste. Boom. And you said the right word on that one, James. Done, bro. That's all there is to it on that page. So now when you run that ad, when you start to run that first impression ad, when you start to get people to click on that advertisement, when they go to that website, you're starting to collect. You're collecting their names. You're collecting them. You're collecting them. You're collecting them. And then, as you can see, it doesn't take much time at all to generate a pretty substantial audience. Yes, you do. Oh, God. Ooh, brother, thank you. Because I wasn't saying anything. You were exactly right, and I forgot that step, and that's how easy it is to forget that step. Thank you for saying that. Publish to save. Once you publish, now it's actually done. Now it's actually done. So you got me excited with your word done, and I didn't think about the publish to save. Yes, thank you. Good call, man. I'm glad you remembered that piece of the puzzle, because you'd have been sitting there with no audience. But it doesn't take long. Once you've got that ad going and you get something out there, it doesn't take long to build the audience. It doesn't take much time at all. And I am a little... Okay. Interesting. But that's it, man. That's all. That's really all there is to it. Pretty. Once you get it set up, it's pretty easy to go through. And as you do more and more, and then again, your retarget ad, the only thing that you're going to do different, when you set up your retarget ad than doing your boost, on your regular boost post, you're going to take out any and all demographics and only use your custom audience. Nice. That's a good niche right there, James. So James said, I'm also interested in targeting seniors for the reverse mortgage. I do new construction reverse mortgages now. So really the key is, James, is once you understand the direction that you need to go, first impression, give them some incentive, give them a benefit for wanting to click that ad. Why, what is this ad being served to me for? Focus on the demographics on that first impression. Give them initial conversation that brands you as an expert, gets them to see you as the guy that can answer those questions, or wow, he's an expert in that. Let them see you, because coming out of your mouth, it just is more believable, goes a lot further. And then make sure you've already got the pixel in there. Now it's just a matter of when you start to build that audience in your custom website audience, you do an ad directly to those people, and now you're really kind of focusing in. Every time you put that with that website custom audience ads, those are going to only people who have raised their hand and said, hey, I benefit from what you said, because they clicked your ad in the beginning from, in the first place. You eliminate the demographics, because when you're using a website custom audience, the demographics are going to serve more as a exclusion tool than an inclusion tool. Let me show you what I mean by this. All right, so I'm just going to quickly go into the demographics portion of this program. So notice when I come into this, I'm doing 50 miles around Palm Harbor, Florida, 200,000 people, right? Or 2 million people. Now, when I go to choose my custom audience, and let's say I choose my reverse mortgage page visitors, which is 600 people in that list. James, are you seeing that, where I've got it highlighted on reverse mortgage prospects, and right here it's showing me that there are 600 people in that list. Now, because I have it selected on Palm Harbor, Florida, watch what happens real quick when I go reverse mortgage prospects. I'm fewer than 1,000 people now, and probably even far less than that, because my 600 people are excluded if they're outside, or if they didn't tell Facebook, if they never included in Facebook that they were in the Palm Harbor area. So removing that demographic adds those people back in, and it increases my meter. I've got more opportunity to get in front of those people without having the demographics. The more demographics I raise here, the less likely I'm going to be like this 18 to 65. I mean, any other demographics I add here are going to be more of a detractor than an addition to this audience. Because some people just don't, you want the entire list to get that based on the fact that those are the people that clicked the ad. Those are the ones that saw the ad and it most benefited them, or they saw benefit enough in it to want to click the ad and take the time to watch your video and all that good stuff. Does that make sense? any additional demographics on a custom list are going to serve to eliminate. Let me show you, here's a better example of how that actually would work. So I'm going to take out this custom audience, and let's go with our Florida Realtor list. Like on this list, I've got 19,200 names. Now, as soon as I add any other demographics, I want 24 to 65s. That just took out 200 people off of my list. I want 24 to 57. That just took out almost 7,000 people off my list. If I want people in Palm Harbor, Florida, 25-mile radius, that leaves me with 1,040 people. So all these demographics are taking away from my list instead of adding to it. Now I can add to it by going to a 50-mile radius. I wonder if that, oh, yep, that gave me a few more people, about 150 more people. But most of the demographics are going to take away from a custom audience, because not everybody includes everything in their profile all the time. And so if you've got a custom audience, it's based on another indicator. It's not based on what they included or didn't include. It's based on, for this particular instance that we're talking about, it's based on them clicking on our website and them going to our website one time. That's a website custom audience. No, well, if you're, okay, so James, on your first impression, that's when you're doing all of your targeting for first-time home buyers, where you're targeting maybe newlyweds that are 6 months newlywed, or people who are engaged for the last 6 months, or new parents that may be looking to buy a new home and get out of that apartment because they got a baby now. That's when you're going to use those demographics, is on the first impression. Once they click the ad, you already have the demographics. You know that that person is already targeted because they were targeted in the first impression. They fit the criteria of the demographics from the first impression. What's happened now is they've raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested. So now you've got, with the website custom audience, the ability to focus on those that raised their hand that already fit your demographics. So adding more demographics is just going to detract. You've already got your demographics handled. Now just do only the custom website audience, because those people already fit the demographic. You know that they do because you did that in the first impression. Make sense? All right, boys and girls, that is it for me. Hope you have a fantastic, fantastic Monday. Have a great week this week. It is going to be awesome. Where is the initial list from the first impressions saved at? That is going to be your conversion pages, page 1 in the Daily Mastermind archive. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you here on Wednesday. Got some great content planned for you this week. I already told you what we're going to be talking about on Friday, so got some great stuff for the rest of the week as well. Look forward to seeing you here on Wednesday. Have an awesome, awesome week. It's a great opportunity to change your business starting right now today. So let's get moving on it. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.